Hello Cancer, and welcome to your January 2021 video. On the 7th of January, Mars is going to be moving into your 11th house, joining Uranus. Now the 11th house. The 11th house is about your wishes, your dreams, your hopes, and it's also connecting to other people. So what is it that you wish for, dream about, and are hopeful about? With Mars being there, it gives you the energy to take action. It's actually asking you, what do you want to do about it? These are your dreams. These are your hopes. This is what you want. This is all your wishes about how you want to connect to other people. And this energy is giving you that vitality to move forward with that. So utilize it. On the 9th, we have Mercury moving into your 8th house. Yeah, the 8th house is about everything hidden. What are your subconscious feelings, doubts, past traumas, pains that are holding you back? It shows you everything hidden so you can move forward with yourself. The 8th house also makes you think about your money and your finance as well, and partnering up with other people. And also learning to trust. Releasing those fears about trust. Releasing relationships that brought about mistrust. Releasing that so you can open yourself up to a new form of intimacy and understanding. And this also has a lot to do with our finances and how we can trust in the plan of the universe to actually what we want to do to create it. Then on the 9th, we have Venus in the 7th house. And we also have a new moon on the 13th happening in your 7th house. The 7th house is about relationships, both personal, love, and as well as business, people we work with. And Venus being there brings harmony and peace to your relationships. A new start to a relationship, an existing relationship, giving it renewed vitality, a new perspective, giving you deep feeling towards that relationship, or wanting to now be able and ready to start a new relationship after releasing any fears you might have had. That new moon gives you that clean slate in your relationship sector, wanting you to start fresh, This has been a time of great transformation when it comes to your relationships and learning to work within relationships, having to set clear boundaries within your relationships, Cancer. So Cancer, what do you want? What do you want going forward? What boundaries? And boundaries are good. Boundaries give us space to be authentic to ourselves, to honor ourselves so we can be ourselves within relationships. Then on the 20th, we have the sun moving into your 8th house. And on the 28th, the full moon in the 2nd. Now the sun in the 8th is shining light. So you've been thinking with that Mercury in the 8th house. Now the sun will give you insight. The sun shines light on the 8th house of previous and past experiences, past hurts, trauma, insecurity, things that weren't necessarily good for you, but helps you understand it, brings you a new insight for you to understand. Maybe, you just gave too much of yourself. You never said no. You didn't have healthy boundaries. You just were people pleasing. You wanted to be liked. You wanted to be a good person. Let's just put it out there. Sometimes we want to be a good person or perceived as a good person, that we do too much. We nurture too much. We take care too much. So now the sun is showing you this energy, and the sun is about ourselves too. It's about your soul saying, there needs to be a balance with your giving and receiving. And then on the 28th, the full moon, looking at that finance again. Money. The full moon in the 2nd house is about value and money. And also remember, the 8th house also has to do about money and connecting and making partnerships when it comes to teaming up with people with ideas and wanting to start something new, maybe a creative endeavor that you want to create with that 8th house energy, but releasing the fears about it. Now the 2nd house with that full moon on the 28th wants you to release about your values and your self-worth. What do you feel you're worthy of? And also to relook at your creative ideas and talents and bring it forth into the universe, bring it forth into the world, so that we can all, prosper, and you can prosper from it. You're a very creative human being, Cancer. You have all this creative energy. And sometimes it's good to be by yourself so that you can allow for all this energy to come forth. You know, time alone is not bad. Time alone gives you time to get to know yourself, to know your creative ideas, to know your talents, to know your strengths, and as well as your weaknesses. So you have this ability to rework your finance and your money too. When it comes to your money, maybe making changes, and also maybe wanting to make changes when it comes to your work, and what value do you see in your work and what it is you do with that full moon. On the 30th, we have Mercury going into retrograde. And Mercury will be going into retrograde from the 30th to the 21st of February, again in the 8th house. So this energy really wants you to look back into the past, because Mercury takes us into the past when it's in retrograde. To look back, things from the past pop up, people from the past pop up. Everything of the past seems to come up when Mercury goes into retrograde. Why? Why is that? First, to look at it, to see what we've learned, to see how much we've grown, to understand ourselves better, so that we can look at what we've learned, understand, so we can move forward and make changes within ourselves. During Mercury retrograde, it's not a good time to start anything new. A good time to complete anything that you started before Mercury retrograde. You can also decide to pick up old talents during that time, like things you used to do before, and now you know, maybe before you were doing it and then something happened, you got distracted, like maybe last year, and now you can really look at it and be like, okay, I see where this is going. I see what I can do with this. I have the energy to do it. Be gentle with yourself during Mercury retrograde. Drink plenty of water. Take time out. Back up all your information, because technology gets a bit wonky and funky and faulty during that time. Thank you so much for watching, and wishing you a very happy new year.